Hello, I'm NovaSC and welcome to this Protoss versus Protoss on Lerilac Crest, I think it's its name. Should have got that right. It's been about, I don't know, about 100 times of playing on it now. I am over in the top left. My opponent is confirmed by the special board thing, Corvix. With a lot of capitalization. It's shit capitalization, mate. My capitalization is like that, makes it symmetrical. What's that doing? What is that? I don't understand. It looks all distorted and stuff. Maybe it's actually, maybe the R and the X are actually stand for something. I don't know. So we're both going for gateway first. I'm walling off in a strange way because my opponent was actually playing random this game and I had no idea what it was up until this very point where he just scattered me. Very early scat actually. In fact, that's a bit suspicious. It makes it look like he's going to go for some sort of proxy. Let's follow that probe. See what he's doing. He's going home. Excitingly enough, my probe is just scouting the bottom left. He's going to scout my opponent for the last possible position, so unfortunate for me, whereas he did scout the first, scout me first. After seeing that he scouted me, I probably should have just gone cross positions, because it was obvious that he's going to be here if he scouted me so fast, but never mind. Now, once you see everything like this, it's easy to say, "Oh, what shit play?" But yeah, easy to make mistakes in game. That's quite a minor thing anyway. Doesn't have too much. Probe sitting here. What are you doing? Now he's going to find out eventually that there's no one there. Good job, Probe. Good job. Queuing up as a zealot just in case there is something proxied somewhere. If there was something proxied down here, I wouldn't scout it. Obviously, I did go for a quick scout. If you can see my vision, I'd have a little scout around this area, but didn't see anything. If there was a proxy around here, or around here, the zealots would come in after a while, around this sort of time, so I did queue up that zealot just in case. Now I'm cancelling it now, I don't think there's anything actually happening. And that was going to come in my first few units, getting my military core, which is extremely important, and my gateway is going to be producing myself an adept. That's going to help with my scouting. Oh, I'm very slow. I did scout my opponent here. There's the probe still on the base actually. And I scattered 2 gateways out of my opponent, which usually means some sort of aggressive play. In response to that, I'm going to go for a Twilight Council, getting an adept. Follow that up by a Stalker. I was planning to get another adept for additional scouting and harassment, but seeing as I suspect my opponent might be going for something aggressive, I'm going to start some Stalkers now. Another gateway, 2 extra gateways, yeah. Going to be extra careful that I don't die to anything early on. And this Twilight Council is going to give me some ability to put pressure on in the mid game. That was a bit silly. Yeah, probably want to have the. There we go. Probably wanted to have that not on cooldown as I moved up to the ramp. Going to move on in, see quite a bit, see anything that's behind its middle line. Definitely. Misclicking. I get 1 kill. That's really unfortunate. I think I remember this game, and I remember that happening in this game, and I think I just couldn't figure out why it didn't focus down the right thing. I must have had something else in my hotkey group, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what was happening there. Not sure why I missed to click that so many times. Never mind. Because I focused down the unit. It's not like, yeah. So why would it deselect the unit it was targeting? Maybe because it went out of range, but that's not the way the AI works. That's strange, isn't it? Interesting stuff. So 5 gateways coming from my opponent. 5 gateways means he's not macroing at all properly. Because you shouldn't really else afford anything more than 4 gateways, especially if you're making Stalkers. I'm trying to evacuate this right now. Okay, I didn't evacuate it straight away, but I'm just barely going to let it survive. And this is a 4 gateway. I don't think I remember playing against a 4 gateway, so yeah, I must have not recognised that it was a 4 gateway when I was playing against it. And I'm losing my military core. I did fire up 2 pylons for photon overcharge. Need photon overcharge, just confirmed that there. And now it's just going to be a bit of a scrappy battle here. He really wants to target down this pylon. That's a bit of a narcissistic pylon there. I'm not going to be able to make any units out of those 2 gateways if he kills that. But as it stands, I am making Blink, whereas he is not. He's just blindly making lots of Stalkers. And it's still quite close actually. What? field on the ramp. I really want to protect this, because I don't know if he's expands or not. In fact, I've actually assumed, fairly sure at this point I've assumed that he's taken the expansion, because these sort of aggressions are usually off 3 gateways, and they're usually with an expansion behind it as well. So losing that base, it feels pretty terrible, but I'm gonna brave it. I'm gonna fight on, because I now have Blink, and I'm gonna have some ability to put pressure on, and maybe deny that expansion, which I think he has. So that's coming up the ramp, leading the way, which is pretty good, because we're gonna tank a lot of shots. Try my best here. 2 micro here. Get 2 foes and overcharges off, and they're putting in quite a bit of damage. He's not really microing this properly. Now he's out of the range, that's a bit better. Drops the time warp down on my units, so they're getting slowed quite a lot. But yeah, the foe and overcharge is a bit too much, and I have Blink, which, yeah. Stalkers without Blink just die so heavily to Stalkers with Blink. It's not really that funny. But he's continued to make Stalkers. He doesn't have Blink. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? I threw down that pylon. I'm gonna have a timing to attack him fairly soon, which I'm taking now. Okay, so I don't know about this pylon, so I don't know that he can warp in from this location. He's got 10 Stalkers, which isn't laughable, really. That's going to do quite a bit of damage, and it's going to come Monster Core, which I have in place just to deal with like Zealot counterattacks and things, which isn't nice. I'm retreating straight away. I know I have the advantage, and I don't really want this to go to a base trade, so I'm going to return, trying to back up my probes. They paths the wrong way completely. Shit, that's pretty shameful. So this looked like a 1 game, but I'm actually going to lose quite a bit here. Thankfully he's Blink, and his lack of Blink, I'm going to be able to corner these and get there quite fast. And try my best to micro and not lose as many Stalkers as he is, but yeah, maybe not using my Blink as efficient is. Oh, that's a shame. Actually lost quite a few Stalkers there. I probably could have lost quite a few fewer. So that was a shame. I think the main problem my main problem with the micro I did there was I only blinked and I could have manually moved those Stalkers back to dodge some bullets, but I was just relying on Blink far too heavily there. Because there was one point as a Stalker with Blink on cooldown there, with not much life, I could just moved it back a few inches, but instead I was just trying to desperately hope that Blink would leave cooldown so I could blink it away, but yeah, that was a bit silly. Splitting up my Stalkers, very responsible. I did check, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did just check that he didn't have an expansion there, so once I know he doesn't have expansion, I'm going to split my army around, split my army into groups of 2, I'm going to go back, and I'm just going to scout the entire map for pylons. That could have been nasty. What did he have at home? He had a bunch of Stalkers and he had pylon overcharge, which he could have done there, so yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to break him with that poke. So looking around for 3 pylons probably is a good choice. And I'm having to replace the workers which died earlier. If we look at the workers, that's the wrong button. If we look at workers killed, 13 have gone down. So he's done a lot of damage to me, so I did really have to rebuild my economy a bit there. Now he's going for his own Blink, but I am going for my robotics facility. Very good choice here, because he's going to have to do something to gain mobility. And that's going to be either with air units or Blink or something, so Robo is definitely a good choice. If he didn't go for the mobility, then I'm going to be able to counterattack loads and loads and loads, so being on the map with these Stalkers is a really good choice as well. If he did just go for mass Robo at this point, which is quite possible, if I wasn't outside his base, then he could just march up to my doorway and kill me, which would be nice. So counterattack, keeping these units active near his base, counterattack threat is always really good, really strong. So I really shouldn't be chrono boosting this Nexus, should I? Absolutely not. I think the Robo units are definitely the more important thing here, because I think I'm trailing. Yeah, I'm trailing quite a bit in unit count. He has 6 more Stalkers than me, which will absolutely annihilate the number of Stalkers I have in a straight up engagement, considering he's going to get Blink. He's always going to get +1, and I don't even have a Forge yet, do I? No, I don't have a Forge. So this isn't going to be pretty if I just stick around too long. Let's check in his 3rd base here. No bases there. I really want to be absolutely sure that he doesn't have an extra expansion anywhere on the map. It's quite silly when you think how far ahead I was at one point, but a very nice counterattack from him has put him back in this game. It's very close to having blink. If I poke up there again, I'm just going to lose all my stalkers. So, very wisely backing away. That's very good. Very good. What game sense, mate? What game sense? Right here. Game sense is just decisions you make without any knowledge, because you get this little tingling in your face, in your head, in your noggin that tells you something bad's going to happen, and you retreat. That's good. This exact situation must have happened to me in the past, and I had that expansion. There's no real need to risk any of my stalkers now. I've got this expansion. I have a big economic lead. His unit count is very mean. Oh, he's got 10 more stalkers than mine. The only advantage I have here is my 2 extra immortals and my pylon overcharge. He's going to be dealing a lot of damage. Attacking into those pylons isn't a good idea. He really wants his units together because he took a lot of unnecessary damage there. He's going to kill my mothership core. It had a lot more energy to make more pylons shoot blasts of destruction. But yeah. He calls G, which means game. It's sort of like what bitches say instead of saying GG because they're unhappy with their own performance or something, or maybe balance. But this is a PvP. He was playing random, so maybe he's a different race. So then that might make him blame balance because he's used to playing against Processors, a different race, and then he's used to losing to Process and then whining about balance. But now he's actually Process, so he can't whine about balance. So just type G. I don't know. So I usually just say the G means it's just them trying to put me off, which is usually the case. So I don't respond to it. So it's definitely the right choice, and I recommend you do the same. If someone types GG in chat after a battle, don't respond because they could just be planning another counter attack, and then they'll catch you off guard, and then you'll look like an idiot because you lost the one game because you were busy typing when you should have been microing. So yeah. And he didn't leave, so it's pretty weird. Chrono boost going on my... I'm just not chrono boosting properly, am I? I'm definitely not used to this, the new system. I sort of just forget about the chrono boost as they've been left. And I start a new chrono boost when I start a new structure, when I start a new upgrade and stuff. That's the only time I switch the chrono boosts. Well, there we go, for example. I started a new upgrade and then I switched the chrono boost, but I also need to start switching the chrono boost when the upgrade that I was upgrading completes, for example, because then I can easily move it back onto probes and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna make the same mistake and let the army walk past me again, which is absolutely horrendous. Instant recall here, losing an immortal for that, but better than making it resort to a base trade, and I should easily win the game. Army value should be silly. It should be silly. Not as silly as I was expecting. I'm 1,000. Not even 1,000 ahead in minerals anymore. Okay, so he's not too far behind. The tech advantage is considerable to me though, because I'm now working my bay and he doesn't even have robo, I think. He does have an upgrade advantage. Oh no, he's got his blink stalkers surrounded here. He really wants to be escaping. I think he just thought, damn, that was really poor. I think he just thought at this point, yeah. I'm sure, yeah, it's a bit just, I mean, it's lags happen. So I need to be careful here, because I'm ahead on bases. I did kill an whole army, so definitely I need to push up and just see what he has. But I don't want to overcommit here because okay, you're going to be an. So I'll make you kill all my units. What does that mean? So we're going to be, I think it's arsehole. So I'll make you kill all my units. Oh, so he's making me kill all of his structures. But why am I an arsehole? Okay, so back home I'm expanding. I don't know for sure that he hasn't taken a hidden ninja base somewhere, so I'm just scouting for that. That would explain why he hasn't left. Stalker's coming in my natural. God, I got 4 immortals. I think I sent those immortals home in case they got killed somehow, which just makes sense. Speed this up. Oh, okay. Right, so that G before, yeah. Yeah, I remember this. So, oh yeah, so this guy, he said G, and apparently I had to GG before he would leave because it is a legal responsibility for me to say G, even though he was being a bitch and yeah. Okay, so he's gonna make me build his structures. See him cry a bit more. Okay. Okay, so it looked like he was meaning to leave after that attack there, and then just to spite me, he stayed in the game, and then lost anyway. So, I mean, I was happy doing that. That was good practice, actually. Oops. I was happy doing that. That was good practice because I did have to make sure not to overcommit and move out when he could do a counter attack. So his armies were around here. Did make a vital mistake earlier, and there's quite a few probes. So I was making sure that didn't happen again. So it was a good learning experience for me. But he just stayed in and wasted his own time. That's cool. That's cool. Happy with that. Happy with that. Hope you enjoyed that game. That was actually quite a cool, close one because it went back and forward a bit. I had a massive lead and lost it with a small mistake. Actually, quite a big mistake. Yeah. I'll see you later. Goodbye.